versus the University of Montana Grizz. Hey, we're going to have a cool little display here before we get into it, because tonight is senior night. We got a couple of seniors on the team, a couple of heavy producing seniors on the Argos team, so they're going to have a chance at the spotlight for a little bit here to show some appreciation to all their hard work and dedication and loyalty to your lovely University of Providence. Tonight's audio broadcast brought to you by the boys. And what I mean by that is the team. I was speaking with Sam Duhlmeyer before the game here, and apparently the players all pooled together little bits of monies and everything to pay for this broadcast to thank the parents who have paid week in and week out for this play-by-play broadcast. So thank you, parents. Thank you, the boys. And thank you, everybody else that participated in the sponsorship of this audio broadcast. I think it really highlights the players. It gets their name out there. And it really helps out all the other organizations that help out, as hockey is one of the most expensive sports to play and maintain. And we can't do it without the giving hearts of all you individuals. So once again, thank you to everybody that was involved in making this possible. It's a sad day today, as it will be the last home game for the Argos. But with that, we look forward to the extra spice and physicality that these Argo boys are going to put on, as there's no better way to leave home for the last time than with a bang. And because it is the last game of the season, there's going to be a little party here over at Old Chicago for the after-game party. Give you a chance to meet some of the staff and the players and everything like that. And we've done it a little bit here and there for our local Americans team, and it's a good time. It's a really good time. Well, we got about 2 minutes before we get into these pregame festivities. So if you haven't refreshed your beverage or used the restroom, you better take care of it now before it's too late. And here we go, the Fighting Argos song. Well, that was the Argos song. Argos players skating onto the ice. And now getting their skates a little bit warmed up. At this time, we would like to take a moment to thank our seniors for their dedication and hard work throughout their 10-year at University of Providence. Our first senior, Nicholas Demchuk. Nicholas is being escorted by his family friends, Marilee, Madison, and Cheryl, and is graduating with a degree in business administration. Nicholas plans to work as a sales representative following graduation and would like to thank his mom and dad, his friends, and the rest of his family, and thank all of his teammates and coaches that he's been with for the last 4 years. Thank you, Nicholas. Our next senior is Colby Frederick. Colby is being escorted by his mother, Angie, his father, Marty, and is graduating with a degree in health and physical education. Colby plans to join the workforce in the U.S. through his post-graduation OPT. Colby would like to thank his parents, friends, family, and coaches, prior and present, for always supporting him. Thank you, Colby. Our next senior is Brett Janssens. Brett is being escorted by Dr. Jody Smith and is graduating with a degree in health and physical education. Brett plans to move back to Canada after graduation to pursue his career teaching PE. Brett would like to thank his parents, Wanda and Lyle, and his brother Garth for supporting him throughout his years away at the university. He would also like to thank his teammates for being a great group of guys and for making his last 2 years of university a great experience. Thank you, Brett. And our final senior is Jonathan O'Brien. Jonathan is being escorted by our coaches, Dejan Mingo and Charles Luplo, and is graduating with a degree in applied science in business administration. Jonathan plans to eventually start his own business related to welding following graduation. And Jonathan would like to thank all of his coaches and teammates for being there to support him through and push him to be the best that he can be for himself and for others. Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you to our seniors. Players lining up before we announce our starters for the evening.
Good evening, fans. The University of Providence welcomes all players, officials, and spectators inside the Great Falls Metroplex for tonight's Village hockey match between visiting Grizzlies from the University of Montana and your University of Providence Argos. Fans, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the visitors from the University of Montana.
Starters for this evening. Starting at left defense, number 23, Matt Klein. Starting at right defense, number 44, T. Weidman. Starting at left wing, number 12, Ben Kramers. Starting at right wing, number 9, Luke Pizzi. Starting at center, number 21, Ethan Jarlnick. And starting in goal, number 1, Jordan Belay.
It is coached by head coach Marcus Baxter, assisted by Mike Anderson. And now your starting lineup for your University of Providence Argos.
Starters tonight for the Argos. Starting at left defense,
Manitoba, number 12,
number 12, Brett
Brett Jansen.
Jansen. Starting at right defense, a sophomore from Airdrie, Alberta, number 25, William Osika. Starting at left wing, number 17, Jonathan O'Brien. Starting at right wing, a center from North Battlefield, Saskatchewan, number 13, Colby Frederick. And starting at center, a senior from Oakbank, Manitoba, number 20, Nicholas Timchuk. And starting in goal, from Moscow, Idaho, a freshman, number 31, Tucker Bailey.
Assisted by Charles Winklevoss. Fans, we ask that you please rise for tonight's opening prayer, followed by our national anthem.
Let us pray. Draw near to your servants, O God, as we lift up to you in a special way our seniors. We give thanks for Colby, Nick, Jonathan, and Brett, who by their actions both on and off the ice have
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have sang, we have prayed, and now it is time to play some hockey. Dimchuk and Gerelnik line up center ice, and the Grizz win the opening faceoff, and a huge check laid not 10 seconds into this game by Frederick. Pizzi chips it into the Argos zone, and it bounces back right onto the glove of Bailey. Grizz win the second faceoff. A backhanded pass almost turns into a shot. Bailey on as it sails past. Stick lifted and then pinned. They fish the puck out from the boards. Jansen activating. He'll saucer it center ice. It gets past Wagner and all the way down, poking at it, but unable to stop it. Osika tries to swat it into the zone, but is unable. Gerelnik enters the zone with it. He low fires, but boots together for Bailey. Grizz with another win, and right off the face-off, that shot gets shipped up. That shot delivered by Upton goes high into those nets. So we'll get a face-off. Argos get their face-off as Duelmeyer whips it around the boards. Vic is able to fish it out. He centers it, and it gets poked off of his stick as he was trying to go back to the forehand. Frederick right up front to Osika, and the one-time from Vic buries. And we're not a minute and a half into this game, and the Argos say hello. What an absolute bomb pass to Fabian Vic. I thought Husley was going to pull the trigger on that, and I'm pretty sure Belay also thought that, but he opts to pass to the open man instead, and Vic gets a great shot on a yawning net.
Assisted by number 15, Adam Husley. And also an assist by number 13, Colby Frederick.
And a backhanded pass goes right in front of Bailey. Luckily, he keeps those pads together and keeps it out. Puck gathered by O'Brien as he'll just saucer it into the zone. O'Brien blowing his wheel on the play. West activates and sends it right to the blue line. Pushed in by Glasgow. Chipping it into the zone was Neibauer as he had the check incoming. Argos trying to push it back into the zone, but denied by Whelan. Struthers now with a beautiful pass to Vanini. He low shots it and a paddle save by Belay. That was a good paddle save there by Belay. He was able to stop it with the paddle and then reel it back in and get the cover. One of the perks of being a goalie, you get to kind of control the pace of the game. West finds the puck after the faceoff and sends it over to Constance. And a little bit of mixing up here between Walker and Tainton. Not really sure what the stoppage in play was for, but on we play. The Grizz pick up the faceoff quickly, as it was Plant who pushes it forward to Walker. Walker gets his stick lifted by Dimchuk. Dimchuk again with a good stick lift and a beautiful poke from Yellowfly to restart that Grizz offense. Jerelnik and West collide as Husley comes in to steal the puck away. Sent up to Frederick, who will chip the puck up into the zone, starving off the icing. Grizz passing it around the boards and centering for Pizzi, who can't hold on to it as Vic was all over him. Vic losing his wheel on the play, or his stick on the play. Sent up the boards to Vic. He has to chip it up to the boards as that check was coming in quick. Vic reactivates and sends it crossed for Osika. Jansen's making moves center ice, but dumps it in as he's got to go for a change. The whole entire Argos line except for Vic making changes right now. Califf coming in with a sweeping poke check, swatted out of the sky by O'Brien, and he'll send it back in. Another quick save there from Belay. Chipped up the boards, and Glasgow got a touch on it, so no ice. Duelmeyer comes in and sends it back behind Belay. Upton pinning Glasgow. The puck squirts cross ice. Califf passing it over, stretch pass to Shaw. Shaw was a little bit outside of the reach there. I think Califf was expecting him to be kind of at the top left of his crease. And what a way to pull the hooking call there from Shaw. Right up front, Struthers, and he buries! A little right-left forehand, and he goes just under the armpit of Belay. 5 minutes into this game, and Struthers makes it 2. So that decision by Shaw to chicken wing that stick hard to really get the call on that hooking will go awry, as they're not gonna need it. Officials taking a minute here on the call. I think they're trying to figure out whether Shaw was the offender on that play or not. But the call was already made, so they'll stand by it. Vanini wins the faceoff for the Argos. Constant turning with it as his outlet was closed. He'll send it to Vanini. Navini can't reel in the bobbling puck. Constant stretching to keep it in, but the Grizz push it forward. Vanini activating again to throw the puck into the corner. Clark riding him all the way down as that bumps him just as he's trying to clear it, and that puck sails into the benches. A little bit of extended aggression time there down at the Grizz side. But no arm in the air by the official and no penalty doors open, so the boys will play. Dimchuk wins the faceoff, and Constant jumps back to get on top of it. Stretched all the way up to Dimchuk as it sails just past. Gathered by Upton, who has to pass it forward. And some big aggression here from Tainton and Walker. They were in a little bit of a checking match there, and I think maybe when Tainton was pushing him, he accidentally grabbed his jersey and pulled him a little bit towards him there. And Walker on his way up may have gotten his arm stuck behind the leg there. But either or, we play on. Both teams playing my favorite type of hockey, the 4-on-4. Clean gets the face off and shoots it quickly, but it gets deflected off the stick and into those keeper nets. So we got a face off down here in the Argos zone. With only 5 seconds into this 4-on-4. And a sweeping puck sails deep into the neutral zone. Frederick on to pressure Neibauer. The pass goes across to Clean and then centering to Jerelnik. Stick lifted right at the blue line. He enters, but not before Jerelnik can get across the blue line. So we'll have a stoppage in play here for offside. 1:40 left on the 4-on-4. As the Grizz are making a couple changes here. And a big stick lift on the faceoff from Yellowfly. Doesn't yield much results as Hamlin chips it in for the Grizz. Vic trying to corral it off the boards, but West comes in. Back over to Yellowfly. He slows it right at the yellow line. Saucering pass to Vic. Right on his fire off the mask of Belay. Rebound shot goes just past the defense. Puck in a dangerous zone. West trying to get on it, but it gets cleared out by Hamlin. Intercepted by Yellowfly and then poked off the stick, and Belay all over it with the glove to slow down this rally that the Argos was building. 1:01 left on the 4-on-4. Grizz go cross after winning the faceoff. And then that pass goes deep to no one. So we'll come back to the Grizz zone for icing. Glasgow and Baird line up at the dot. Reeled in by Neibauer. Pass trying to get past Califf, but unable. Gathered by Janssens. Janssen pushes it forward just outside the reach of Glasgow. Upton stretches the puck over to Neibauer. It gets broken up slightly by Janssens. Up top to Upton. Upton throws, deflection, and what an opportunity that goes just by Pankratz. A hard pass goes off the boot and sails neutral ice. Pankratz retrieves and he leaves it, but stolen by Demchuk. Demchuk centers, but Glasgow can't reel it in. May have gotten his stick lifted there by Pankratz. And then Glasgow finds the puck and tries to whip it around the boards, but it walks up the glass and into those nets. So we're going to face off in the offside dot. Sorry, I guess on the offside dot. Argos win the faceoff and send it deep into the Grizz zone. Punching it forward and making it all the way to neutral ice. Shaw activating to slow the momentum. Duelmeyer finds it up the boards and sends it just past the blue line. Demchuk can't reel it in as he was bumped off of it by Walker. Shaw with it now. As he stretches it, and Shaw not taking any business from Wagner as his puck went flying in the air on a reverse check. Shaw clears it, and a good swat there by Clean as it keeps the icing at bay. Grizz pushing it forward. Plant loses it. Sorry, Wagner loses it on that drive. Right up front is Yellowfly. He shoots it in and out of the chest of Belay, who gets the cover and sweeps away the loose change. And Belay getting some swagger on his skate here. Might be seeing a different play here. Califf backhands it right up the crease. The shot goes off the boots of Jerelnik. Sent around the boards. West wanted it, but he had to back off, and it pays off because he intercepts it. And he'll send it back into the zone. Wagner activating. And the stretch pass to Jerelnik touches no one, so we'll go back to the Grizz zone for icing. I always like to see when goalies get really activated in the game. And Belay looked like he was starting to after he made that last save and swept away the loose change. And jumping up to get that, to keep that puck rolling was Ben Kramers. I don't think they liked it. He did get it though. That was a good catch there by Kramers. Puck sails over to West after the faceoff. He'll retreat behind the net of Bailey before backhanding it out of the zone. It bounces off of the skate of Upton and into the Argos bench. So we'll get another faceoff here at the blue line. Husley wins the faceoff. Frederick centers it, but Vic unable to reel it in as it's going to get gathered by Graves and sent across. That deflection not going the way that Wagner wanted it to. So we'll get a face-off, as that could have been a pretty good drive there. Vic battling. He centers it to Frederick. Frederick moving with it. He goes to center it to Vic. Jansen's trying to push it off of the stick of Graves. He's unable. He enters the zone. Far shot. Easy glove for Bailey. Well, we're only 10 minutes into this game, and the Argos already host a comfortable 2-goal lead. Yellowfly sweeping at the puck to keep the momentum rolling. He enters the zone and deflected off of clean stick, sending Tainton's shot well into those keeper nets. So we're going to face off in the Grizz zone. Puck sails into the boards after the face-off. And Tainton finds it and whips it around. Jansen's backhanding it to Demchuk. Trying to center it. Right up front, boots together for Belay. What a save. As I think that was a pass that went a little the wrong way for the Grizz, which I believe left Demchuk in a prime shooting location. Luckily, Belay right there, able to keep those boots together as Demchuk tried to go 5-hole. Osika finds the puck deep in his own zone and sends it neutral ice. Califf trying to win the foot race, and he does after he skates around. Sent right up front, but can't reel it in as it went off the skate of Glasgow. Jansen's slowing it off the body to send it back in the zone and oppress the offense before taking a seat on the bench momentarily. Backhanded pass from the Grizz, sends it all the way up front to Jerelnik. Jerelnik enters the zone with it, Shaw on. Jerelnik passes it across, but nobody home. Puck squirts all the way over to the Zamboni doors and gathered by O'Brien. He gets pinned by Jerelnik. Pass goes off the skates of Struthers. Over to Neibauer, who enters the zone with some speed. He turns and decides to whip around the boards. Duhlmeyer will send it right back. As it's O'Brien who enters the zone alone. He fires. It goes off the stick of Wagner. Upton finds it and is just able to push it forward a little, but not before he gets bumped by Struthers. And that puck deflects up into those keeper nets. So we'll have a little stoppage in play. Grizz find the puck after the face-off. Couple players blowing wheels here on this play. Sent up the middle to Krantz. He shoots it over. Intercepted pass by Constance, who leaves the zone with it. Picked up again, and one time in the post-to-post movement. What a save by Bailey. Clean pass it over. Another one time from the blue line. Goes wide. Struthers with a stick on to blow up that offensive opportunity. He beats the foot race and sends it up. West clears it over to Constant. Constant one-handing and showing off his footwork in his own zone before it gets past to Husley, who will touch blue and send it behind Belay. Sorry, Bailey. Nope, that was Belay. Goalies' names for tonight are Bailey and Belay. Apologies in advance, ladies and gentlemen. Those are very close. But if you're watching, you probably knew what I meant. Argos win the faceoff. He fans on the pass. Vic comes in and backhands it up to Jansen. Jansen fires, blockered away by Belay. Husley skating around with it now. Takes a shot and a big glove from Belay. Just over 6.5 minutes left in this first period. And the Grizz have had a couple opportunities already on Bailey, but no real dangerous chances here. Argos defense doing a good job at taking away some chances. And there's been shots, but nothing doing as Yellowfly's shot goes high. Jansen's able to keep it in. It goes off the mitt there of Dimchuk as Pizzi jumps in and passes it crossed for Kramers. Stick in the way on that shot as it misses its mark and goes to the Zamboni door. Jansen's fishing around for it. Osika steps in. Yellowfly comes in to swat it to the neutral zone. It's going to get picked up by Upton. Upton stretches it to Kramers, who will just chip it into the zone. Grizz making changes. Kramers down to press. Shaw shovels it across ice. Tainton will sweep it forward as Yellowfly chases it down into the zone. Simple pass over as it's O'Brien who will leave it for Yellowfly. Yellowfly able to fish it out and send it up top to Shaw. Shaw's shot gets deflected high and lands on top of our ticket booth. So we'll have a short stoppage in play as we get a new frozen biscuit. Califf, the Argo, to take the face-off. A quick shot from O'Brien goes wide of the net. Duelmeyer swatting at it to keep it in. Glasgow getting pinned and intercepted by Wagner. Sent over to Plant. Cross ice passes. That goes off the boot of Gray Wagner. Shaw bumped a little bit on it, but able to maintain possession as he passes it forward. It's robbed off the boot of Duelmeyer, who lays Gray Wagner out. Sent up and around the boards, doesn't go out. It's Neibauer, whose shot doesn't get past that big mitt of Bailey. Trehula taking the face-off for the Grizz. West comes in to sweep it. Lands right up the crease. Vanini finds it and goes cross to Struthers. And right up front, Clark unable to get his stick to the dangerous side. A centering pass goes a little outside him. Trehulia's pass denied by Constant. Constant gets a stick on it and sends it neutralized where Upton will have to shovel it away. Struthers looking for Vanini on his way to the bench. It's a little outside his reach. As they can't seal it, that pass goes deep into the Argo zone. So we'll head back to the Grizz side for icing with just under 4 minutes left in this first period. Jansen swats at the puck to get it low after the face-off. Jansen finds it again. Right up front looking for the backdoor tip-in was Vic, but he misses his mark. Frederick passes it right up front. Jansen's shot goes wide and actually takes the stick. Breaks the stick, actually, of, I believe that's Fabian Vic. What a shot. Husley enters the zone with some speed, and he leaves it for Frederick. Frederick shot, and Belay's glove. As I believe that's Husley and Neibauer. I may have the Grizz player wrong here. And that might be Frederick. Frederick and Neibauer mixing it up a little bit behind the play. Man, what a slap shot, though. That slap shot, I think, that came from Jansen. Hit that stick and just snapped that thing clean in half. Really glad it hit the stick and not that section just in between the pads. Dimchuk sends it up the boards. Jansen fires at it. Deflected by Tainton and then robbed by Teig Wagmeyer. He'll get the door shut on him as Tainton comes in to sweep it to an open ice area. Osika trying to reel the puck in, and maybe an opportunity here. He goes left, and a poke check from Belay to stop that momentum. But Tainton gonna get the call for boarding. A little bit of a heartbreaker there for Tucker Bailey, as that breakaway was exactly the kind of boost you need from a goalie to get the poke check on a breakaway. And, well, at least he's warm, because he's probably going to get 2 minutes of action here. Unless the Argos PK unit has got their helmet strapped on tight. Clean passes it low. Cross ice pass, and they bury it cleanly. Max Trahula. 3 clean passes. Hard for a goalie to get in position on that. And a beautiful one-time from Trahula. To cut this lead in half. Duelmeyer taps it up to Glasgow, who will clear it. Hamlin trying to push the puck forward, but it gets sealed off as there's a board battle. Baird pinning Califf. Califf finds the puck fresh off the bench and isn't able to get it through the Grizz defense. Argos clear it forward. Hamlin, the man with the puck, looking for his outlet. Almost got intercepted in a dangerous spot, but Pankratz able to find it. Baird down now. Duelmeyer playing the body as Shaw whips it around the boards. It'll leave the Argos zone for Neibauer. Pankratz will enter the zone with it and look to center, and Shaw finishing the check after that pass. Puck squirts just past Shaw as Neibauer fans on the shot a little. And an arm in the air by the official there. I think it's going to be Neibauer going to the box. I believe the call was holding. Or maybe elbowing. I'm not quite sure. I couldn't see the official's arms on that one either or. Shaw really had to kind of play it there to not be brought down. So hot after the goal from the Grizz, the Argos go on the power play. Tried to clear it all the way. Constance there. Hustley moving back and forth to set up the play. Frederick enters the zone with some speed. He gets past the defender and gives it up to Constant. Constant leaves it for Frederick. Low pass down to Glasgow. To Califf. Frederick's shot hits off the boots of Rauskloop and then cleared 200. Frederick fans on the pass and is able to maintain possession, dodge 2 defenders, and then complete his pass. What a move by Frederick. Maybe that's why he's captain. Hustley right on his stick. Shot. Glove. Belay. What a move there. You don't see Frederick miss his passes very often. He's not known to fan. But I'll tell you what, if he can continue to fan passes and then recover it like that, I think him and his teammates would be okay with it. The coaches definitely not, but hey, it makes for some entertaining hockey. Cross, it's Shaw. He fires, deflection, it goes out of the glove, lifts and goes too high. Puck behind the net. They try to clear, but it goes off the boots. Dimchuk almost sheds the check. 40 seconds left on the power play. It's Fabian Vick who goes to Shaw. Shaw to Yellow Fly. Hard angle shot just as the horn blows. Belay gets another save. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a fun first period. And I had told you the Argos were going to come in with a fire in their bellies. Their last time home, they're going to make it entertaining. And they certainly did. We got a couple goals already, a lot of hits, and even some extra credit after the whistle already. Ladies and gentlemen, we got about 15 minutes. We're going to let the Zamboni get to work, let the boys get some Gatorade. And I suggest you do the same because we still got 40 minutes of hockey.
plays hockey. It's the same exact way I play hockey. Same exact way. If I was a hockey player, I would play like Jamal. Zach is injured. He's starting on Johnson, but
The University of Providence would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Argo Athletics. McDonald's, Steel Etc., Montana Rivet Chop House, Stockton Bank, the Halftime Sports Bar and Casino, Paul's Tourism, Pierce Leasing, Pepsi, Sled Construction Companies, Benefice Health Systems, and the Benefice Orthopedic Center of Montana. EA Davidson, Northwestern Energy, Floors and More, Marsh McLennan Agency, Farmers Union Insurance, Paul's Cleaners, Olympic City Catering, Sweet Burgers, Tracy's, Earth Hotels, Independence Bank, Luna, the Montana Air National Guard, Russell Country Federal Credit Union, First Interstate Bank, Central Montana Lock and Safe, Colton Steel, and Godfather's Pizza. A big thank you goes out to Paul's Cleaners for keeping our uniforms clean and smelling fresh. Also, a big thank you goes out to Pierce Leasing for their support of Argo Hockey. Argos Athletics would like to thank Northwestern Energy for their support of Argo Athletics and sponsoring tonight's matchup between the University of Providence Argos and the University of Montana Grizzlies.
I heard it's like warm up there. This is good beat. I like the music.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have just under 3 minutes before we get back into this heavy hitting game up here in the Iceplex. Currently, the Argos hosting a 1-goal lead, 2-1 over the University of Montana Grizz. Entering the second period, the Argos will be able to enjoy 30 seconds of power play. Well, technically 34 seconds of power play. And we've been seeing some success from both offenses tonight. If they've had textbook one-timers to expose the back door of Bailey and Belay. So definitely look to see the Argos take advantage of this 30 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, less than a minute before we get back into this action. And hey, you told me talking about the fire getting lit up under these Argos. And boy, I wasn't lying. If you've been watching the game, you'll know there's been some heavy hitting checks. Struthers laid one. I know Sam Duhlmeyer laid a heavy. I think he laid the opening check. Or it may even have been Frederick. I can't remember. They've all been dishing out a fun, entertaining game with goals and moves and checks. So let's see what kind of adjustments the coaches have made and what kind of motivation the Grizz coaches have made to light up this second period. Tayton and Gray Wagner lining up center ice. The Grizz win the faceoff, and they get the clear right off the bat. 30 seconds left. Constant back looking for his route. Up to Frederick, who's building speed. He enters the zone with it. Slow with his approach. He'll go cross ice. Down low and behind the net. Right up front one time. Doesn't get past as I think Wagner got a stick on it. Wagner sweeps at it but can't get a full stick. As it's Husley. They'll chip it over to Frederick. Back to Constant. Constant looking for it. Frederick with it now. Grizz back to full strength. Frederick fires. Backhanded rebound and Belay gets the save. Back-to-back saves. Another quick throw. Tayton keeps it in. As that shot goes awry, Husley slows it down, sets it right up front for Califf. Califf can't get a full stick on it. Husley was sweeping at it on his way to chase it and gets it back into the zone. Ty Wagner enters the zone in it all the way from his own goalkeeper's net, basically. Vic centers it to Yellowfly. Yellowfly shedding the check. Gets it all the way up front. And it's saved! What a play there from Alex Neibauer. That shot went just under, I think, the blocker of Belay. And it was a bouncing puck, hit that crossbar. Luckily, Neibauer was there. He was able to get his stick on there and keep it from just inching past. He sweeps it underneath Belay, who was able to cover it just in time. What a defensive maneuver. Tainton finds it and whips it around the boards for Yellowfly. Yellowfly tries to sweep it over, but nothing doing as Graves gets it poked off his stick. Looking for Tainton, but unable. And the whistle, but unfortunately, the high stick being called. So the goal being waved off. All the Argos fans don't know that the goal was waved off yet. What a momentum killer for the Argos. Cross ice pass, but doesn't get it into the firing lane. Shaw sweeping at it, and he'll lift it all the way neutral ice, but it lands in the Grizzly bench. So we'll get a face-off deep in the Grizz zone. Max Trahula wins the face-off, and a quick shot all the way from up top. Bailey gets the save on it. Glasgow bumps the puck free, but Wagner passes it low. Left for Wagner again. Backhanded pass right up front. Bailey a little out of position. He's able to recorrect, going post to post. Pankratz spinning shot with it. Belay registers another save. Shot blocked by O'Brien as it squirts behind the net. Shaw looking for the big check, but he's unable. As Pankratz finds it, a fan on the shot there from Bird. O'Brien in a battle up against those boards. They finally get some possession. It goes up to Whelan. O'Brien trying to sweep at it. Baird finds it. His shot doesn't get past the stick of Shaw. Califf with it now. He gets pinned by Walker. Shaw fishes it out and starts his march. Sensing the pressure, he'll just lift it to Belay. Belay will leave it behind for Neibauer. Neibauer bobbles it a little but maintains possession, and then Struthers comes in and sweeps it off his stick. Vanini tries to get a handle on it, but Wagner's there. An attempt to clear the puck as a good hip check is laid center ice from Walker on Yellowfly. On West. And I hope they're not calling that. That was a clean hip check. At least it looked like it from up here. But there's a reason I'm up here and they're down there. So the Grizz back to the penalty kill. And the Argos send out that power play one line. Tainton to take the face-off. Argos win the face-off as it goes to Frederick. To the right, Constance and Frederick trade places. He goes right up front to Califf. Califf had the puck caught up in his shin guard. Constance sweeping at it. But Wagner able to chase it all the way to the zone, but not before he gets it stolen from him. Frederick passes it over to Husley. Husley slow, they'll play catch. Right up front, it's Califf, and he buries it! When you're on offense and you don't know what to do, screen the goalie, screen the goalie, screen the goalie. And that's exactly what happened. Belay has been dialed in all night, but he couldn't He didn't stand a chance at seeing that puck as the defender and his own defender were right in front of him. Really opened up the net and the ice there for Califf.
Power play goal. Scored by number 28, Jerome Califf. Assist by number 15, Adam Husley. And also an assist by number 13, Cody Frankel. On the power play goal, 15:32 of the second period.
Puck goes behind Bailey as Osika grabs it. And almost an opportunity. Jansen stands tall to maintain possession. Demchuk keeps at the blue line to keep the offsides at bay. Yellowfly holding as he wasn't sure if Demchuk was crossed the line. He finally crosses the line just as Yellowfly sweeps it forward. Puck stuck up against the net a little bit as it sails wide. Osika passes it back down to Yellowfly. It goes over to the Zamboni doors. And that pass gets Kramer's boots in the way. Kramer centers it to Clean. Clean bobbling a little as Osika picks his pocket. And then sent deep into the Grizz zone. So we'll come back to the Argos side for icing. Rabbit at the dot. He wins the faceoff. A quick shot doesn't get past the defensive Argos boots. Yellowfly trying to reel it in off the boards, but unable. Wagner comes in to pitch it to the corner. Osika swats at it, and Tainton will keep it rolling into the neutral ice. Denied by Hamlin as he'll fire it back into the zone. Looking for the stretch pass to Tainton. He'll touch red and send it into the Zamboni door. Wagner back. Deep pass as Wagner leaves it for Rabbit. Rabbit tries to go across, but Jansen able to get his skates in the way. Rabbit with a backhanded pass. They go across, but off the boots. And O'Brien with some good stick movement there to make it clear the zone. Hamlin able to send it back into the Argos zone before going to the bench. Belay stepping out of his crease to play it, and O'Brien chipping it right back behind him. Neibauer trying to chase it, but Califf steals it away. His pass intercepted as Baird got on it. Duelmeyer closes the door on Baird. Grizz having to make some decisive passes here as the Argos really stepping up their forecheck. Shaw finds the puck and sends it back in the zone. Struthers trying to strip him of it, and that pass goes behind as O'Brien tried to get a handle on it. Baird the puck handler now as he'll stretch it to Trahulia. Shaw trying to lift it to Clark. Clark able to spin and send it into the zone. They bounce it off the boards as Duelmeyer will activate. The defense making moves here is Constance having to shovel it out. Vanini doesn't get it past, so he'll center crossed to Duelmeyer. Duelmeyer touches red and sends it right at Belay, and it bounces in. Sam Duelmeyer from half court. Attaboy, Sammy! Oh! I've been watching him for 5 years, man. What a play, man. What a play by Sammy Duelmeyer. He's known for his defensive prowess and his physicality, And not really for his shooting, but I'll tell you what, that might have just perked up his stats a little. Frederick with it. He fires. It goes off the stick of Clean and wide. A pinch puck sails almost to the Argos side. Constant trying to reel at it. But Kramer's in the way. Good cross ice pass to Husley. He'll set it up a little bit before passing it to West. And that shot goes off the stick of Pizzi and high into those nets, so we'll get a face-off. You may have heard me talking about it before, but Ben Kramers, Luke Pizzi, and Sam Duelmeyer all played for our local Great Falls Americans team. They're all former teammates, now playing against each other. And a good push here. Diving to make the poke, but gets denied. Yellowfly able to find it. His shot goes in and out of the chest of Belay and poked to a dangerous spot, but only Grizz there. Constant comes in to continue the offense. Good swat by Belay as Dimchuk was right there. Constance fakes the shot and goes low for Yellowfly. Yellowfly battling two Grizz. Baird finds it and clears the zone with it. Passed up top, but not able to get a real stick on it, as we'll go back to the Grizz side for icing. I'm sure you can ask any goalie, the worst puck to defend is a bouncing puck. And that's the only reason that last shot from Duelmeyer went in. A puck isn't shaped like a ball. It's not very easy to predict where it's going to bounce or where it's going to go. Sometimes it takes a funny bounce off of the ice, makes it really hard to predict. And I believe an offside's being called here. A little bit of a delayed offside, but offside nonetheless. So we'll go right in front of the Argos bench for this faceoff, as it's Walker who wins the faceoff for it. Clean with it now. He'll pass over to Wagner. Wagner tripped up slightly. He'll cross to Walker. And a good stick in the way by Glasgow, as Janssens will find it. Tries to stretch it to O'Brien, but not close enough. So we'll go to the Argos side for icing. We're almost halfway through this hockey game, and already the Argos have extended their lead to 3. Big opportunistic slap shot from the top. Doesn't get past. O'Brien making some moves. He'll backhand it into the zone, but Wagner finds it. He'll give it over to Baird. Baird starts his march. He fans on the clear. O'Brien will shovel it. It doesn't make it past the blue line. They give it to Wagner, who will sweep it into the zone. Osika finds it. His clear bounces off of the defense as it's still in the zone. Multiple clearing chances, but can't get past the body of Neibauer. Wagner activates to send it back in. Janssen sweeping it across the boards. It finds Neibauer. And a good diving poke there from Struthers. This Argos forecheck. And And the tripping being called. I thought it was clean from Struthers. I didn't see the official's arm go up in the air. Unfortunately, they don't like it, so Struthers will sit for 2, and the Grizz will go on a much-needed power play here. I'm sure the Grizz are looking to ignite some momentum back into this game. They came into the first period with a pretty big hop in their step, but a couple of goals and a couple of failed opportunities have kind of sucked the life out of it. A quick shot right off the faceoff from Tahia, the only goal scorer tonight from the Grizz, gets denied by Bailey. Up to Clean. Over to Trujillo. His shot doesn't get past Duelmeyer. Back to Clean, who will center it and pass it to Jerelnik. Jerelnik's shot punched high into those keeper nets. As we'll get another faceoff with 1:33 left in the penalty for the Argos. Grizz win the faceoff, fakes the slap shot, and then another one comes. I think that went off the chest of Bailey, May the mask, as he looked a little stunned from it. Clean making some moves, he shots, and he pops the bottle. Clean from almost the blue line. What a wrister to shorten that lead. As the Argos get the power play, as the Grizzly get the power play goal. And what a fire. That bottle hopped probably 12 feet in the air on that shot. And I don't know if you listeners know this, but goalies hate the bottle pop. But there's not a place to put your bottles here in this arena, so Klein.
And also an assist from number 12, Ben Cranders. On the power play goal, 14 of the second period.
Dimchuk activating to try to steal this puck away. And Tainton going throw for throw as he finds the puck up against the boards. He'll push it to Yellowfly. Yellowfly trying to skate through the whole defense, but gets denied. Upton finds it and gets it stolen from Yellowfly. Constant comes in to press the zone. Neibauer finds it and pauses for a moment behind his own net. Saucer deep into the zone. Pinkratz able to kill the icing. O'Brien finds the pass. Califf trying to push it forward. West will bounce it up the boards and go deep as it goes right to Belay, who will get the cover. And a good thing, as Glasgow and Whelan were right there. Kramer sweeps at it to clear the zone. Osika has to get on his horse to chase it down. Sent up the boards, looking for the cross ice pass to Frederick. It goes between his legs, settling down the bouncing puck and not able to get it to Hustley. Osika finds it again and turns with it. And he'll shovel it into the zone. Wagner back, and he'll leave it. Wagner again behind his own net. Stick lifted by Frederick. Right up front shot. Doesn't get past the defense. Good shot blocked there by Walker. And a chip pass. Duelmeyer again with a shot off the boot of Belay. They go cross to Kramers. Shaw able to find it as Kramers wasn't able to reel it in. Back to Kramers, who goes cross with it. Nobody home. Duelmeyer will easily send this forward. Duelmeyer and Klein bump a little bit there. Far shot was stuck up in the equipment. It finally sails into the neutral zone. Klein sends it where Shaw can find it. Just chipped by Struthers as Clark is able to find it. Clark hands it off to Shaw. Shaw's shot doesn't get past the defense. And Vanini on the ground. And I think they're going to have some conversations there. Another throw there. Everybody taking a little chip here. I believe that might be Walker again. No. Yeah, it is Walker. Walker's been getting real chippy all night tonight, so it's kind of a no surprise. And it looks like Vanini also in the box here. As well as Clark for the Argos. So what started out as a bad move there for the Grizz may have blessed them, as taking the revenge into your own hands usually doesn't pan out too well. Walker was a little bit getting harassed there as he started his assault. A couple other players came in to give him a little bump. So it looks like we'll have a 4-on-3 for 2 minutes. Officials and the time box working together here to figure out this sentencing. I wasn't able to see what actually happened and why Vanini was on the ground initially. I did just see everything that happened afterwards. It looks like a double minor being called now on the Grizz. It's a weird way to offset it there. A double minor for the Grizz and 2 2-minute penalties for the Argos, if that's how they're going to run it. So if no goals are scored, the Argos will be down by a man for 2 minutes. But then once that power play is up, they'll get a big swing and they'll be on the man advantage. That could make for some very, very interesting hockey. But the officials really taking their time on this call here, making sure they get it right. I was talking earlier about how Ben Kramers, Luke Pizzi, and Sam Duelmeyer were former teammates. I caught Kramers and Duelmeyer having a chat on their way to the faceoff dot just a couple plays ago. So now it might be 2 2-minute penalties served on each side. So we might get a chance to feel out some what would look like overtime hockey, some 3-on-3. We'll see if they make another addition or edit to the call here. When I know, ladies and gentlemen, you will know. 4 minutes and 49 seconds left in this second period. Argos currently host 4 goals. The Grizz hold 2. Both teams scoring a power play goal in this period. So I'm going to assume from what I see, there's going to be a misconduct called on the Grizz and a misconduct called on the Argos to host probably a roughing call on both sides as well. That's how I would call it. Let the initial aggressors kind of sit, have a timeout, and then do offsetting penalties. If you're an official, the best thing to do if you're not 100% sure with how you want the call to go, especially when it's a contested call, as that one may have been, is to call the offsetting penalties. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finished it. That's the call. So we're going to get 2 minutes here of 4-on-4. And after the long wait, a little bit of a false move there on the offense. We'll try this again. There we go. The Grizz win the faceoff. They touch red and send it deep. Kramer's right on a deadly spot, but unable to pull the trigger. Constant with the poke, and the shot goes wide. It goes up the boards. Husley finds it. He'll leave it, fake the pass. A poke from Belay. A move there from Frederick as he almost took the whole goalpost out with him. Constant finds it center ice and slows it down before he starts his march. Frederick clears some ice for him. A shot right in the glove of Belay. And he leaves it. Klein sends it up top. And the shot from Neibauer sends the stick as well. The puck squirts out. Yellowfly able to find it. He hits the brakes hard and sends it cross ice. Vic will send it up top to Duhlmeyer. Duhlmeyer makes a move and gets past Kramers. They go cross ice. One time, Yellowfly buries it! And ladies and gentlemen, once again, the textbook cross ice pass, one-time shot. So difficult for a goalie to guard. Chihulia finds it. His pass goes awry as Yellowfly, hot off of a goal, enters the zone with it. He's got Shaw on the other side. He passes it forward. Shaw chips it, but Belay able to keep it at bay. Argos win the faceoff, and a quick shot from Shaw hits the nets. It goes high. Belay had the glove out, and he froze a little bit. I don't think Belay actually saw that puck. I think he had Wagner in his way there, so he kind of just froze and heard the whistle and was like, okay. Duhlmeyer with a slap shot punch save for Belay. Trahula enters the zone with it, and he'll leave it. Far shot, and right in the belly of Bailey. 1 second left on the penalties. This could be a really cool opportunity for the Argos if they can get the face-off and the quick pass. It'll be almost a foot race between the two coming out of the penalty box. Argos get the face-off. It's Jansen. He takes cover behind the net momentarily. Osika pushes it forward, and Tayton gives it back to him. Stretch pass intercepted by Klein. Yellowfly lifting the stick as Plant sends it into the zone. Osika activates to send it around the boards. Tainton finds it and tries to hand it to Dimchuk. And it clears all the way behind the net of the Argos. Jansen can't pass it. Upton slows it. They go across. Shot goes high of the net and around the boards. Wagner passes the reeling shot. A shot punched away. Upton trying to keep it in. He'll pass it low to Wagner. Puck stuck up against the boards. And the Grizz got to do something with it. Argo's comfortable with a 3-goal lead to just eat up as much time as they can. Upton passes cross ice after the puck squirts out. Hard angle shot doesn't get past Bailey. Deflected puck sails high and settles down. Around the boards it goes. As it's picked up by Tayton. Tayton's pass intercepted by Upton. And then Upton's pass intercepted by Yellowfly. And then Yellowfly's pass intercepted by Upton. Neibauer with it now. Neibauer bobbles a little bit. Husley tries to take advantage of it. Frederick intercepts it and passes it up the center. He can't reel it in as Upton takes cover behind his net. Clean pass to Baird, but Baird can't clear the zone as Constance will come in. They send it all the way to the Grizz zone. It bounces back to Belay, and he'll cover it. 33 seconds left in this second period. Vic finds the puck after the face-off and gets it to Husley. Husley goes across to Constant. Constant fires, but Kramer's stick in the way. Constant sends the puck around the boards. Husley trying to chase it down, but Whelan outruns him and bumps him off of it. Vanini giving checks right on the boards. The shot goes off the defense. Actually, I think that may have gone off of Husley. That shot from West. And before they can get it off the boards, the period expires. Husley and Whelan having some conversations after the whistle. but not before the officials come in to cool those conversations. Well, what a third period, ladies and gentlemen. A host of goals and a host of conflicts, we'll say. But as always, the Zamboni going to do its work. I'm going to refresh my soda pop. I suggest you do the same, and we'll be back for this final frame of the University of Providence Argos versus the University of Montana Grizzlies.
The University of Providence would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Argo Athletics: McDonald's, Skillet Central, Montana Ribbon Shop House, Stockton Bank, the Halftime Sports Bar and Casino, Great Falls Tourism, Pierce Leasing, Pepsi, Sutton Construction Companies, Benefice Health Systems, and the Benefice Orthopedic Center of Montana, D.A. Davidson, Northwestern Energy, Rosenberg, Marshall Planning Agency, Farmers Union Insurance, Paul's Cleaners, Electric City Catering, Street Burgers, Tracy's, Bird Bells, Independence Bank, Nuna, the Montana Air National Guard, Russell Country Federal Credit Union, First Interstate Bank, Central Montana Lock and Safe, Rotex Steel, and Godfather's Pizza. A big thank you goes out to Falls Cleaners for keeping our uniforms clean and smelling fresh. Also, another big thank you goes out to Pierce Leasing for your support of Argo hockey. Argo
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got about 2 minutes before we get back into the final frame of this hockey contest here. Host of goals being scored and a host of conflicts being resolved out here on the ice, whether it's through penalties or hard-hitting checks. All I know is it's been quite entertaining. We've had some textbook one-timers scored on both ends of the ice and some lucky shots that have scored. I still can't believe that half-court bobble puck that went in by Sam Duhlmeyer. Absolutely just, you throw the puck at the net and good things happen. Less than a minute before we get back into it. Grab Grandma and Grandpa and get them back to the seats as we got the final 20 minutes of this contest. Hey, but who knows? Maybe we'll get some extra credit hockey. I wouldn't put it past this Grizzly offense, as they have been firing on all cylinders. They've just gone up against a little bit opportunistic forecheck here, as the Argos have been taking advantage of all these passing opportunities. If they drop the puck, it goes into the Argo zone. Osika pushes it forward. Yellowfly trying to bounce it up the boards, but body in the way as they take it into the Argo zone. Centering pass, backhanded shot, doesn't get past the defense. And a good thing is I think they had Bailey beat. Puck goes crossed and corralled on his feet. But Tatum gonna get slowed on his drive. Is a hooking being called on the Argos here. Looks like it's gonna be Yellowfly that takes a seat. I thought that was gonna happen when the Grizz player had to make a move there from his knees. Grizzlies start the power play off with a bad pass. Belay comes out to play it. He'll whip it around where it can get picked up by Califf. O'Brien trying to get to it, but gets the door closed on him. Califf trying to push the defense, but doesn't get past. Trahula trying to one-hand it up against the boards. He'll get the door shut on him. Cross-ice pass to Klein. He's already got one goal. He'll slap past it across, and the shot goes right into the chest of Bailey, and he'll smother it. 1:25 left on the penalty. Frederick lines up at the dot for the Argos. Constant finds it and whips it around the boards. Trying to clear the zone, but Klein keeps it in. West able to push it forward. It's Frederick all alone. He fires off the mask of Belay. West chips it forward and can't keep it in the zone, and so he'll skate with it and just play keep away. Just over a minute left on the penalty. Centering pass, poked off his stick by Husley. Pizzi settles it down up top. And the shot punched out of the way by Bailey. And it hits those top nets. So we'll get a face-off. 53 seconds left on the penalty. As Gray Wagner takes to the dot for the Grizz. And the pass splits the defenders and goes all the way to Belay. He'll let it slide as Neibauer picks it up. He'll enter the zone with it. Toe drag and an open net off I think the glove or the post. Wagner got robbed there as that net was yawning for him. Cross ice pass. And the spinning shot goes just wide of the net. Trying to clear it. Hamlin keeps it at bay. Hamlin goes cross. Neibauer fans on the slap shot. Tainton finds it, and he'll push it forward. O'Brien gets on his horse, and he'll win the race. And that should do it as the penalty kill unit can tip their hats. Hamlin fishes the puck out from the board battle. Walker sends it to Plant center ice. He'll enter the zone with it and hit the brakes hard, trying to shed Osika. Pass intended for Walker doesn't meet. Upton finds it up top. His shot doesn't get past the boots of Glasgow. Glasgow didn't know it was at his feet. Jansen bouncing it up the glass. Wagner trying to keep it reeling as he gets it past Glasgow. Yellowfly back on. He bobbles the puck a little bit on his drive. Osika comes in to send it up the glass and deep into the zone. Pizzi with it now. His pass intended for Wagner gets caught up a little, so he'll just send it into the zone. It gets hung up on the official. Vanini bobbles on his drive a little, but gathered by Clark. It gets poked off of his stick and held up right at the blue line. Wagner comes in to chase it back to neutral ice. Neibauer making moves. He leaves it for Pizzi. Pizzi's shot goes off the inside of Neibauer's skate. Puck sails up the boards. Klein comes in and sends it back into the Argos zone. Constant to settle it down. He gets flushed out from the protection of his net. Crosses to Struthers. Struthers enters the zone with it. His shot, good block there by Klein. And the squirted puck goes deep into the Argos zone. West takes the hit after he wins the foot race. Vic will push it forward. Hamlin tries to swat it back. And Vic lays the body. Pass intended for Jerelnik is broken up by Shaw. Shaw spinning with it to avoid the defense. His pass goes off the stick of Hustley. Hustley trying to bobble that puck into the zone. And he may have got a lucky bounce here off the boot. Whalen passes it back up the boards for Pinkratz. Frederick leaves it for Shaw. Shaw will pass it up to Vic, and they go cross for Hustley. Hustley looking for the pass for Vic. Vic can't get the stick down on it. Frederick shovels it across the boards for Hustley. Hustley bobbles a little, as now it's Baird. He gets halted at the blue line a little as the Argos steal possession back. Duelmeyer with it now. He fans on the pass. Spinning with it to shed the defense. Shaw comes in. Neutralized pass to Vic. Vic can't reel it in as Graves will get a touch on it and send it back into the zone. Shaw finds it. Another fan from Duelmeyer. Dimchuk closing the door on him. Saucer pass goes behind where he was intended as the Grizz steal it back. Graves fans on it, and Jansen trying to swat at it and keep this puck moving the right way. Wagner making moves as Yellowfly came in to steal it. Jansen's in the right place at the right time as he'll push it forward. It goes into the Grizz zone. Wagner chasing it down. Walker enters the zone with it. He fires. It goes low and wide. Up the boards for Frederick. Nay, for Glasgow. Glasgow finds the puck, and it walks up the glass and into those top nets. So we'll get a stoppage of play. Just under 13 minutes left in this final third period. As we come all the way out to the offside dot, that clear by Glasgow was way outside. Pankratz with a nice move, but can't get it past Osika. Pankratz trying to get the forecheck going, but the deep clear will send it back to the Argo zone for icing. Slight confusion from the officials, but they get it worked out. A little bit of a false twitch there on the faceoff, so we'll try it again. Grizz win the faceoff. Quick shot doesn't get past Janssens. O'Brien gets on his horse, and he'll backhand it into the zone right on Belay, who will cover it, as he had 3 Argos chasing down that puck. Vanini trying to get the puck off the boards. And he gets smothered by Grizz. He tries to get the shot off, but can't get a full stick on it. West with the one time, and the 5-hole closes just as it gets there. West sending it down, pass intended for Struthers. It goes by him right up front. Vanini buries it! And another just right place, right time for Elliot Vanini. That puck kind of squirted right to him as he was on that crease. And I think Belay sorry, not Belay. It looks like a change in net was made. As it's Weatherford. Weatherford, I think, was still kind of set up from the initial save, or he was still on the post. Frederick centers it for Vic. Vic's shot goes wide. Constant deep in his own zone. He'll stretch it right up the front to Frederick. And the laid down poke. What a play from Upton. As you don't want to leave the captain uncontested that close. Husley fires and it goes off the side of the net. Graves finds it up the boards and goes cross to Pankratz. Pankratz held up at the blue line as the Argos steal possession. A yellow fly not able to get on his horse quick enough as we'll go back to the Argo zone for icing. Argos win the face-off and send it around the boards. Yellow fly trying to chip it and keep it going, but Klein tries to press it. Tainton comes in to whip it around the boards. Weatherford comes out of his crease to play it. Pressure on as Graves will push it forward to Rabbit. Rabbit enters the zone with it. He fires in the glove from Bailey. Argos send it behind the net off the face-off and whip it around the boards for Tainton. Tainton finds Yellowfly. They go cross. Intended for Demchuk, but it goes behind as Pizzi had it for a moment. Centering, but good stick from Jansen. Stretching that pass intended for Yellowfly. It goes all the way to Hamlin. Demchuk finds the loose puck. Osiko's pass intercepted by Pizzi. And that high puck sails out of play, so we'll have a face-off. Argos win the face-off as West will backhand it neutral ice. West will enter the zone with it. Gets it popped off of his stick by Wagner. And Califf trying to get it going. Up top for West. Pressure on, so he'll chip it back down. Looking for the centering pass. It's Glasgow. Glasgow's shot gets deflected and up to those top keeper nets. So we got a face-off in the Grizz zone. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in this period. Clean face-off win as West sends it down low. Cross ice. And the low shot off the paddle. But Weatherford able to maintain his concentration and get the cover. Good shot from Pankratz there. Sorry. From Ursulek. Puck pushed forward by Vanini off the faceoff as he gets bodied into the boards. Ursulek another fire at the net. Bouncing puck goes just wide. Plant trying to swat it out, but unable. West comes back in to send it back around the boards. Upton activating. Graves activating. Walker coming in and laying a big check on Clark. Big slap shot, shoulder block from Weatherford, and everybody mixing it up. Vanini, I don't know if he was the aggressor or the victim, but once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Walker who's getting himself in the mix. Love the aggression from Walker. Hamlin finds the puck after the face-off and whips it around the boards for Pankratz, but Ursulek finds it. His fire goes wide. Pankratz centers it as Chihulia sends it forward. He'll chase down his own pass before blowing a wheel. Wheeling keeps it in. Up top, far shot from Pizzi. Boot save from Bailey. Husley with pressure on will clear it out to neutral ice. Hamlin finds it and goes cross for Whelan. Chihulia tried to go, but Shaw closes the door on him. Frederick shot hard and misses the net just barely as Upton got his stick in the way. Frederick hitting the brakes hard to keep possession. Pass to Shaw. He's got a step, and it goes right in the belly of Weatherford. Shaw after the faceoff. Duelmeyer with a one-time 5-hole closed from Weatherford. Yellow fly passes it low, intended for Duelmeyer. Duelmeyer in a fallout battle. And right up front, Wagner and Demchuk. Sorry, a couple Wagners. It looks like Tage Wagner and Demchuk mixing it up after the cover from Weatherford. Shaw finds the puck right after the faceoff as that puck sails just high of the net. Duelmeyer keeps it in. His fire gets deflected and wide. Shaw to Duelmeyer. Duelmeyer to Yellowfly. Yellowfly gets his shot blocked. Another shot. Demchuk tries to deflect it in. Weatherford down. The goalie, Weatherford, is down for a minute there. Didn't quite see the play that happened. I don't know if maybe he took that last shot to the mask, but yeah, he made that save and the puck was already down over at the Argos side as he was still kind of laid out on the ice. Luckily, the official saw it in time and was able to blow the whistle on it, so Weatherford could kind of get his bearings back here. He's not going to be leaving his crease. I think maybe he has just been rattled or had the wind knocked out of him or something. Either or, we got just under 7 minutes of hockey left. Let's get back into it. Jerelnik wins the faceoff as Klein tries to center it. It goes off the boots of Baird and deep into his own zone. He'll take cover behind his net. Cross-ice pass intended for Klein as he gets bombarded by 3 Argos. Just as he gets a pass off, Klein jumps forward and throws it deep into the Argos zone. Right up front, and it buries! I think he went 5-hole on him as it's Colton Plant with the Grizz goal. West finds the puck after the face-off. They'll send it over to Ursulek. Ursulek gets mowed over by a Walker. West finds the puck and keeps it in. He'll take a throw at the net, but defense in the way. Southers comes in to break it up. Ursulek again. He'll fire. It goes low. Yarning puck. And Weatherford soccer dives and gets the cover. And Clark getting real chippy here. I believe that was with Wagner. As Clark takes to the benches. Official coming back to give him his twig. Husley finds the puck after the faceoff and whips it behind the net. Vick putting in the dangerous position. Frederick not able to get there as it's cleared out. Kramers centers it. Long reach stick by Wagner to keep it moving into the zone. Husley finds it and gets it over to Frederick. Frederick enters the zone, but offside's being called as Vick was a step ahead. Ursulak finds the puck and takes a shot from half court. Half court, center ice, either or. Neibauer, I'm not sure if he got the touch on it. He must have, so no icing called. Shaw trying to clear it, lands right on Neibauer. Neibauer's shot. I think Duhlmeyer got in the way to block that. It goes up to Frederick. Looking for Husley. Frederick swatting at it. Frederick and Neibauer chalking up some aggression after the play. Frederick and Neibauer turning it up there. Neibauer's mask actually fell off after that play, and it looks like they're gonna give Frederick the penalty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if this is a rivalry game, but I think one might be starting. If University of Providence and University of Montana aren't rivals, they might be after this game, because it certainly feels like it. And hockey is a very small sport, so maybe there's a lot of teammates. You heard me mentioning Pizzy, Kramers, and Duhlmeyer all being on the same team at one point. Maybe there's a lot of that happening from other players. I'm not aware, as I only have familiarity up here in Great Falls players. But would definitely make some sense, because there's more than just hockey happening on the ice right now. There's a lot going on. You could cut the tension with a knife, so to speak. .435 left in this third period. And 2 2-minute penalties on the clock for the Argos. So after the mix-up, the Grizz go on a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. Shaw fishes the puck out of the faceoff, sent in a dangerous zone. Gerald Net goes across to Kramers. Kramers to Klein. Klein passes it low, really working the puck. The one-time shot blocked by West as he is limping back to the ice after that. Devastating shot. Jansen's in to replace him. Klein with it. He fakes the shot the one time and booted out of the way. A minute 20 left on the penalty. Klein finds it, and he'll leave it. Centering shot, and it buries. Too many bodies in the way of Bailey to stand a chance on making that save. As just in this final, I think, 10, maybe 12 minutes of this period, The Grizz have scored 2. Grizz still on the power play, but only the one-man advantage. Neibauer enters the zone with it, over to Pizzi. Pizzi's shot goes wide of the net.
Assisted by number 23.
Big Kratz tries to pass it, but it gets cleared by Hustley.
347.
Neibauer finds a back door to enter the zone. Sent right up front, and the backhanded shot right up front doesn't get past that big left boot of Bailey. 45 seconds left on the penalty to the Argos. Jansen finds the puck up against the Zamboni doors and just tries to pin it. Trahula will leave it for Klein. It goes back to Trahula, and he'll fire it punched into those keeper nets. 32 seconds left on the penalty. Grizz win the faceoff. As it's Jerelnik looking for an opening. Up top to Klein. They'll play catch. Down one time. And a boot save from Bailey. 10 seconds left. Klein passes it low. Another boot save from Bailey. That shot. And Trahula on a bad end. Duhlmeyer getting all up in his face now. Just the camera doesn't do it justice. Sam Duhlmeyer comes in at 6'3", 205 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big boy to stand up in your face. And a clean poke off the stick. Hustley enters the zone with it. He goes back in forehand, can't get it past Weatherford. Shaw activates and throws. Paddle save from Weatherford. Yellow Fly comfortably pins it up against the boards. The puck finally squirts out as Neibauer finds it. He'll retreat behind his net. And a little bit of a skate malfunction there from Wagner. As the Argos steal it away, his shot goes wide. As I think it was Hamlin who was all over it. Sorry, Pizzi. Yellow Fly finds it again. Looking for the centering pass to Hustley, but too many Grizz players on. Vick gets lifted off of the puck by Neibauer. And Wagner tries to make a move, but he's out of gas, so he'll go for a change as Shaw sends it neutral ice. Shaw gets the puck out of the way before Kramers can come in for the check. He finds Yellow Fly, who will enter the zone with it. His shot goes wide of the net. Demchuk looking for Vick up the center, but it gets intercepted by Jerelnik, who enters the Argos zone. His shot easily stopped and covered by Bailey. .61 seconds left in this game. Sent up top to Wagner. He had Califf on him, so he'll just clear it off the zone. Sent up the boards. Wagner gets it past Califf. Wagner makes another move. He takes it right up front and fires. Bailey well out of his crease, and he keeps it out. And I didn't see the hand motions there by the official, but we'll see what the call was. There was a lot of action happening right there in front of the net. I think maybe there was a penalty on Bailey, but Jansen's will serve it. I could be calling that wrong. Maybe it was just a cross-checking on Jansen's. Timeout being called by the Grizz. So man advantage on the Grizz, down by 2. No reason not to have Weatherford sit for the rest of the night. And we could see some long stretch passes here on both sides for this final 30 seconds as the the Argos can just clear it. And the Grizz are going to be looking to shoot at every opportunity. So after some defensive adjustments from the timeout, O'Brien sets up on the dot, facing Trahula. Trahula gets the face-off. A quick shot from Kramers. Shaw in the way, and he gets the clear. Klain finds it and gets the pass. Chip for Trahula, but Shaw trips him up. And another clear, but Boots in the way. O'Brien might have a chance here. Bryan tries to clear, but official in the way. The Grizz settle it down neutral ice before entering the zone. Fans on the shot, sent right up front. Digging at it, and O'Brien's not going to let him get away with the dig. As now it's Klain and O'Brien. Shaw coming in to break it up. We have less than 2 seconds left in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we might want to get security on the ice to get these boys back to their benches safe as tensions are boiling over. And with that final puck drop, the University of Providence Argos win their final home game of the season and set themselves up in an even better position for the conference. Well, what an absolute display on both sides of the ice. If you had some new friends that don't usually watch hockey, and this was the game that you introduced them to, what a game to do it. Lots of shots, lots of goals. Some arguments being resolved in what I like to call the Italian way. That's kind of like talking, but with your hands. And, man, we even got to tip our hats to some seniors before we started this game. And just an overall great way to end this home stretch for the Argos as they go on the road for the remainder of the regular season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me on this spectacular evening, and I look forward to seeing you next year, if not sooner. Can you say playoffs? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a beautiful evening.